Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Paul. Paul, you were interviewed yesterday on our radio show. What did you think about it? And what was the what was the benefit for you after doing that?
Well, first I wanted to say thank you again, Marie. I think that in any line of business, if you want to be known, you have to start marketing any way you can, excuse me, especially if your endeavor is worth the while. And my endeavor, I would have never thought that I'd be doing this as far as doing this project at this scale, projects at this scale. So with that said, I need to be on the rooftop shouting this great endeavor, not so much for me, but for this cause. And when Marie texted me early Sunday morning, which is my only day off, and she said, Paul, we have an opening. We want to interview you on the radio. It's a Southern California station. I just jumped on it. I said, for sure, this is something that I need to get involved in. And like Marie, I hold webinars every week, but there's something about instant notification with these different avenues of marketing, be it radio, podcast, things like that, where they already have their base of listeners or viewers. And so, I just went with it. I didn't even argue. I'm not prepared or anything. Marie just told me, hey, we just need this together. And please don't forget the Zoom link. And so I'm over there doing everything that I can, because on Sundays, it's my only day to do my laundry, to cook a breakfast, and so it was fantastic. And I can't thank you enough, Marie. It was just a great opportunity, and that I'm from San Francisco, and I think Californians, we're known to just get involved. Not to. I mean, I'm not disrespecting anyone, but you're either in it or you're out of it, and so you have to sometimes just get involved.
Awesome. Well, you did a really amazing interview, and I thought
Wow,
that was excellent. All right, Paul.
thank you.
Who is your next person that you'd like to ask a question?
Okay, just because I'm very curious and very intriguing person as far as getting to know someone. Cappy, please tell us who you're with, what do you do, and tell us about yourself.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Mhm,
that. And I love hearing about your opportunity with Marie. So thanks for sharing.
mhm.
So my name is Cappy Pidwell, and I am an author, speaker, and have been doing hypnosis and NLP for almost 30 years. I had a private practice for many of those years and started speaking back, gosh, 25 years ago. So I have a full product line. I sell all my products online. I got my book endorsed by Stedman Graham during COVID, which was extremely exciting. He's Oprah Winfrey's life partner, if you don't know who he is. And so just as a speaker and an author, I really help people with their mindset, how to break through their internal barriers. And my specialty is helping people tenfold their income. So I have money programs, success systems. So pretty much all for entrepreneurs and business people to get very rapid results using their subconscious mind. So that's it in a nutshell. But my latest venture and collaboration is with Kelly Bennett. She's my publicist and my online marketing guru guy. We are opening a women's network company launching in January called the Awakened Women's Network. And of course, today's modern men are welcome, but it's all going to be on mindset, marketing, and how to get massive PR. Just as you mentioned, how to shout your business, your whatever it is you do from the rooftop. So that's what I'm up to, creating a very large platform. Stedman will be speaking with me at some of my live events, and we'll be bringing in a lot of, pretty big players to play with. So it's very exciting. A lot of great
So
stuff happening.
exciting, Cappy. Oh my
Wow, thank
gosh.
you, Cappy. Thank you.
Amazing. All right, Cappy. Who is your next person? Looks like
Well, how about Jessica? Because I see your cute little hearts and your comments on there, Jessica. Tell us a bit about you. And I'm new to everybody, so I look forward to hearing.
Well, thank you. It honestly, it's hard for me to sit still when I'm like engaged and really interested in something. So you can't see my feet, but I'm like kicking around and like trying to, you know, it's like a duck on water, like calm on the top and then the bottom, I'm just kicking my feet. Um, anyway, aside from that, so I am the business dev rep for the call today, I guess. I own Joyful Development Group and I specialize in joint venture brokering, relationship management, and within real estate, personal dev, and health and wellness spaces. So basically, I help connect you to what you need for resources or clients or otherwise. And Marie and I have been building our partnership relationship for several months. And I'm also, I don't want to say resident, kind of. I am also part of the Fire Up Connect community. So we tag team with the calls sometimes, but that's a little bit about me. I will say a fun fact about me is I collect rocks.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, love that.
I love it.
Okay, so that was, I feel like I now have to think of a question. Let's see. I see we have a Tom, but I don't know if Tom is available.
Yeah, Tom, are you available? I know that you just got in.
If not, I can go to a different person, but we'll just wait.
Well, I wanted to know, Tom, are you available? Can you hear us or can you see us?
Yes, I can see you guys.
Okay, are you going to be available on video by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I guess Jessica has a question for you, Tom.
Hi, Tom. Welcome to our call. I know you came in a couple minutes late, so this segment is where we ask a popcorn question and we each take a turn. And so it's just to get to know you better and, you know, get to share the event with you. My question for you is, with the rest of the month, what is one goal you have that you're most excited about in your business?
You mean next month?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I just start my business, so my goal next month maybe get more awareness with people. Yeah, I'm doing some SEO for my website, so my goal maybe like get more traffic to my website.
That's a great goal, and congratulations with starting your business. You're in the right place.
All right, Tom. Now you get a chance to ask a question to anyone that's here. I think Cappy and Jessica was already and Paul was already have asked me a question. So you have John and James available.
I'm sorry, I was a little bit late.
So you can ask any kind of questions to John or James. So you have to choose one person.
Okay. Hello, James. Hello. Okay. My question. What's your business doing?
What is my business? That was your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, come in. I didn't hear you start.
Okay. So my business is a PR firm that we've specialized on helping business improvement experts increase their brand authority so they can sell courses and other programs with ease. So with that being said, two major areas that we focus on. Our low ticket parts where we do the press releases. We usually use them to build relationships and to get something quick out. And then the other side is the earned media, where we create a client profile and we pitch them to top publications, podcasts, and TV, depending on what's the strategy and what's their goals.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
All right, James, you have John.
Oh, yeah, so just John. Okay. I was just like, whoa, what happened? So John, I like your hat. Like what brand is that? Like, and like where you got it?
It's a F1 team's hat. They were called Racing Point, but they're now called Aston Martin because they got big sponsorship this year. So I like this hat because it's kind of like a if you know, you know kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I am continually surprised by the amount of people that I meet in business conversations that I can talk about Formula One with. It's kind of like talking about NFL, I guess. I don't know.
So this is like the gaming, a gaming team. Is that you, the one that you're part of, or somebody? that you-
No. Formula One, it's the racing series. They're the highest,
Oh.
fastest cars. Like
I know what
Ferrari.
Formula One is.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
No,
get that.
the team's called Racing Point.
But it's a gaming team or is a Formula One team?
It's a Formula One team.
Okay, cool. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
confused. Okay, cool. Got it.
I'm still like out of my
It's like an NFL team's hat.
okay.
And so when I said like if you know, you know, if you know F1, you know this logo. And so it's something that is an easy thing to talk about, people.
Okay.
Like
need
even
to
the
learn-
thing, the picture in the background, like I was on a call yesterday with the company and the guy was like, oh, I know exactly who that is. And we started talking about it.
Oh, I see. So there's something there, huh? Okay, I gotta do some research on it myself. All right, John, you have me as your last.
Okay. All right. If you could be anywhere in the world tomorrow, where would you be?
Oh, wow. I would love to go to Paris because it's a place that I have not really been to. I've been to Venice, but not Paris. So that would be the place. I just wanted to see what everything is talking about, the tower. So that's why. All right, and so that's the only thing why I wanted to go there. Anyway, well, so we completed our first part of our meeting, and now we're going to move on to the next part, which is what we call the expert section. This is where I'm going to talk about a topic and you guys can chime in and give us your thoughts about it. So the topic that I would like to, let me go ahead and do this. The topic I would like to talk about is media coverage, okay? How do you feel about media coverage? Because I work with a lot of platform of media. I do TV shows, radio show, and I also utilize the magazine. And then I think, you know, with all the technology that we have right now, we're talking about a lot of things that you can do, podcasting and live streaming, all of that. So I wanted to get your input in regards to how are you in this format, and is it very challenging for you, or is it beneficial, or are you really you know, enjoying the entire platform? So I'm going to go ahead and start with John.
So what's my experience with media?
Yeah, media platforms.
Okay, so media platforms, like what do you mean exactly?
It could be anything that would put you on a spotlight. It could be a podcast, it could be a video, it could be a TV show, a radio show, things like that. Well, how do you feel about it? Is that something that you are embracing, or something that is not really more your style? What is it with you when it comes to media platforms?
That's a hard question to answer. I don't know if I've ever really used something like that. I mean, I've been on podcasts before, but I've never hosted my own. Like, it's not something that I'm opposed to. It's something that I would like to do, but I've never really tried exploring it. I do know that it's possible to market pretty well, even on LinkedIn, by recording like 1-minute videos that kind of introduce yourself and setting a persona around who you are. But I don't know how to do it myself, so I've never really tried. So
Okay.
that's my 2 cents.
All right. Sounds good. What about you, Jessica?
What I was thinking about is blocks with why I have been hesitant to pursue more exposure, I guess, like more awareness and visibility. And I think I've had this belief that I've had different experiences where sometimes it feels fake, like I have to like puffing up something without maybe like credibility on the inside or something. But also, if you don't have your systems and stuff in place, like say an appearance went really well, and then like you got like 100 new leads or something the next day. I think I've been hesitant because I think that's a motivation, right? Why someone would do it, because that's like quick exposure, right? Like obviously a lot of visibility at once, which the motivation would be, you know, more sales or more whatever. And I found what's been holding me back to pursue more is feeling like I wouldn't have my systems in place to like handle that. It's not all true. It's just like a little bit of fear, or maybe just not having realistic expectations around it. But
Okay.
I found that, and I'm wrapping it up. I found that you don't have to worry about it, because my experience being on the radio show with you was, you know, like I felt really comfortable, and it could lead to other opportunities, and people at the end of the day just want to know your story and want to the narration behind it. Like if I'm focusing more on that, then I'm much more comfortable and willing to go with the flow. But once I start thinking about like, oh no, what about the other side of the coin? Then I get stopped up from
Okay.
it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jessica. What about you, Cappy?
Well, I just want to say, Jessica, thank you for, you know, sharing that and being vulnerable, because I think a lot of people feel that way, but not everybody wants to, you know, share that. So that was awesome. For me, I think, you know, the world has changed dramatically. I've been doing this for, like I said, almost 30 years. I've been a speaker, and the world as a speaker has changed tremendously. Everybody's an entrepreneur today, and that was not the case even 10, 15 years ago. So, you know, social media is wanting to be somebody on some platform. And so, you know, you got to learn everything. It's Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And, you know, to me, it's busy. But I mean, as a speaker and as somebody who's had to put themselves out there for a long time, I think that you have to find what you do best. Like, I don't love writing, but I love doing videos. So I'd rather do YouTube than do a blog, for instance. So I think everybody has to find their own things. Some people love to do silly videos on TikTok. I don't want to do that. So for me, I've been on thousands of podcasts. Waking Women's Network, we will have our own podcast show. We did 17 interviews, I think, in 3 days, 2 weeks ago. So I've got a guy putting all those together right now and getting them on Apple and Roku and all that stuff. So, you know, I hire people that know how to do things better than me, because I don't know how to do a lot of things, but I do what I do really well, right? So stay in our lane, do what you do really, really well. And I make products and I help people get results. I do that really well. So I try to find people that do what they do really well and partner with them and get that support and help, because I think if we're all in our own genius, then, you know, we can figure out the answers. But exposure is really everything today. So yes, the radio shows, the TV shows, the you know, where you can get support. And I really find, honestly, is the collaboration. Those partnerships and relationships, they are just so important to me. I mean, I'll just say in a quick nutshell and wrap up. But, you know, I used to be in real estate. So I notice a lot of you are in real estate. And I started coaching real estate agents back in the day. And First American Title started sponsoring me. And that's how I started speaking. So, I mean, that was, like I said, 28 years ago. So there wasn't a lot of women out there speaking. I didn't have products and systems and all that stuff, like you say, Jessica. But, you know, as I grew and learned and put those pieces together, today as entrepreneurs, we have to do a lot of stuff. So I think it is about our exposure, and then what's our offer, what's our contribution to the world. And it really does need to make a difference, and it needs to work for people. And then people share your stuff. So I think the more exposure you can get with the right messaging and the right platform and the right partnerships, we are good to go. That's my thinking.
Well, thank you so much. All right. Okay, I'm going to move on to Tom. Tom, I know that you're just starting out. What is your thoughts, especially you're in this SEO world? How does that work for you?
I think the traditional media is declining. Many people like watching more personalized advertising or some contents. So that's why many people are watching on YouTube than traditional TVs, and even the what's called the dramas and the movies are all moved to the stream, like Netflix and Apple TV, like so. So and even now we have Metaverse, which is AR, VR, and 3D stuff. So I think the world is changing and still changing to a new platform or media like a metaverse. That's what the Facebook is also like they are bidding on this type of directions. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Wow, awesome. No, thank you so much, Tom. All right, and we're going to move on to James. James, since you're the PR guy, what do you think about it?
I love it. I don't know what you want to say about like media, right? Like what I think is the question about like what do I think about media exposure, basically, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, I love it so much. I made a career out of it. So, I think it's super important. I mean, I'm a testimony of it. I have no complicated marketing funnels or nothing. I have some PR and I offer PR to people. That's it. And I just got today, I got another $15,000 deposit or wire transfer for one package that I sold. And I'm getting more. I gotta send this information. So they wired me an extra $6,000. So, so that's why I'm like being on and off. Cause I mean, I'm getting a package that's gonna be over 20 grand total. Cause I'm gonna package it with a couple clients to make a better price. So, I'm getting people on, Forbes and right now that's like the main of it. We're getting like, I think we're getting six Forbes articles. Because I'm getting it. I have other partners too. And full features, like that's gonna be insane because they can put name on the title, do follow backlinks. The delivery is just 2 to 4 weeks. Like it's insane. Like I'm getting a verification package with somebody too. So like clearly I believe that this is super important. I have a live event tomorrow and then a Clubhouse interview right after. So obviously I'm putting myself in the spot. I think media exposure, especially if you get the recordings, best type of content that there is. Like that's why I agree a lot with Cappy because she was like, oh look, like doing silly videos or stuff. You can go to podcasts and then have podcast interviews, send it to an editor, someone that does video editing, and then they post it. And then it's great. It's the best type of content. I love it. And then if you are being featured on publications, that's something that you can post to. It's like, well, link in my bio, link in my like Linktree or whatever, and like get people to actually stop scrolling and read it, because you can put the same information without the logo of Yahoo, Forbes, all that stuff. They're probably not gonna stop. But like when they know you, or not even if they know you, look, an article, let me like check it out. Like, so that's why I think that is super powerful.
Awesome, James. Wow, that's awesome, James. Okay, so lastly, we have Paul, and I know he was on the radio show yesterday. So what do you think about the media platforms, Paul?
Excuse me. I've always been, one to be in a crowd, but I'm not one to say, hey, you need to get me on there. I think the times that I've been noticed is when you step out of your comfort zone and do something for others. As a younger person, I remember when I first had my construction company and bought a property up by, Napa, Lake County, and it was a little lake community, and the people there, I noticed that they would come around and they noticed that something was different. And so when I would talk with them, before you know it, I was I'm a person that I like to talk with people. Before you know it, people are wanting for you to be their mouthpiece. And so I remember they wanted to nominate me as the mayor of there. And I'm like, no, I'm just here for a project. But the point was, I got a newspaper article there. The point was that I became some type of advocate for young, for that community. And my assistant was a young high school, young teenage girl. And so we would communicate. I'd call her at her house, her parents were okay with that. I had to know what was everything, how the school was going and what they wanted in the community. So that was one situation. I come over here, excuse me, I had no idea that I was going to get involved in commercial development, excuse me, real estate development, but I saw a need in a niche, and it might sound cliche and you try to fill it, and it was because of people in need of something. So this is what gets you out of yourself and to start to talk about things. And I think that everyone here has, contributed great points. Jessica, you mentioned something about people lacking credibility, and it's all for the sake of just getting on a platform, you're going to do it. And you know what? That's the way life is these days. But human beings know that we know when something, has validity, has substance, right? And I think, Cappy, you said it too. I mean, there's some generations like we, that we're not so inclined to doing things like, say, James, but we have other ways of communicating. And I think if we could, put all those different avenues together, I think this is where you continue to grow, because you have to grow. You can't say, okay, well, I'm going to go do things like we did it in the 70s or 80s or 90s and think you're going to get the attention that you do now. That's ludicrous. I mean, you might as well just lock yourself up in a room. But so anyway, in short, I think even though I like to be around big crowds, I think what really impels me to say something is when I listen to people. And so, but anyway, and then that's when I could really talk and get a point across.
That is awesome. All right. Wow. That is amazing, you guys have. So we're going to take 30 seconds for you to give your comments, feedback on this section of our meeting. So just type it on the chat. We'll take 30 seconds before we move on to the next section of our meeting. Okay. Okay, while you're working on that, looks like that got some good feedback here. Thank you so much. Our next meeting is what we call business share time. This is where we have 1 minute for each one, and you can share one of the three things. First one is about a success story. Oh, so the purpose of this is to kind of share your accomplishments and, what are the things that you really were very happy about in your business. Second is you can share one of the challenges that you're dealing with, and just be very specific. And then the people that have some ideas or recommendation, you can send them a private message, or you can let everybody know, but it's all through chat. Okay, and then you can maybe have a follow-up conversation after the meeting. And then the last one that you can share is a specific goal. Make sure that when you send your specific goal is to have a timeline for completion. So let's say you wanted to, make $1 million, but you need to tell us when and how. So at least, it's believable and that we can support you on whatever goal you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to go ahead and start with Jessica this time.
Sorry, my screen went away. Okay, so last week I started with I think I started with a success goal. So this week I'm gonna focus on a goal. Okay, I'm going to focus on a goal. So, what I want to accomplish before the end of the quarter is having 3 case studies with some clients and a beta program I'm putting together and rolling that out so that I have a more polished program for the new year.
Okay, so you need 3 case studies by the end of this year.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. All right. Sounds good. Okay, let's have Cappy, you're next.
Okay, and what's the question again?
So you can either share a success story, a specific challenge, or a specific goal.
Okay, so our goal is we are launching our new company on January 20th of 2022. And the goal is we're doing our summit and we're getting, obviously some people to join us on that. So really the goal is building out a whole additional company in addition to what I already do. But it's so exciting. So that's my goal, is to get the Awaken Women's Network to a global company who offers training, coaching, networking, and quarterly live events. That's my goal.
And your time frame for that is next year?
We're launching January 20th, 2022.
January 2020. Okay, 22. Sounds good. Okay, what about Tom?
Hello. I'm talking about my goal. So right now I'm building a AR VR company. So my next goal will be to build a SaaS app that will help people to make AR VR on the web, and they can build on the web and share on the web. So I hope this can be done in the next year, maybe. Yeah, thank you.
Next year, maybe?
Yeah, because I'm still partnering someone, technical people. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to James.
So I know what my first goal is. I want to completely disconnect from prospecting by the end of the year. I want to have a more predictable and repeatable system by, let's say, like not later than 6 months. So let's say just 6 months from now. And I want to be making 100K a month in a year. So that's
100K a month in a year, and you wanted to be on a repeatable system by next year, right? Is that what you said, within 6 months?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I guess, just for us, what do you mean by repeatable system?
I've been depending a lot on like just me building like the relationships and not really like a system where we are a prospecting system that doesn't depend on me, that drives people to me on consistent basis, so I
It's
can
more
have
like
all my
retention program. Is that what you're saying?
what?
The client retention program?
Not necessarily retention, just more of like client acquisition.
Okay, I see. All right, perfect. That's awesome, James. Okay, we have John.
Sure. So I think a good success from this week is that we've been made an official partner of Procore, which is the largest construction technology company in the world. And so their team has laid out the integration path for my company. They've referred to it as a go-to-market path for us for construction, and they've introduced us to several other partner companies that also want to integrate with our technology. So I can say I wasn't really expecting that, and it's interesting. But a challenge I will admit is I can relate to James. Prospecting sucks, and I want to be able to outsource prospecting fully for my company by the time that we are able to get fully funded, which I've got a pitch tomorrow and a pitch Thursday to finalize the last half of our seed round. So
Okay.
I've never been busier, I'll tell you that.
Well, I am really proud of your progress though, John, because I know you've been working on this. So, and I can see tremendous success coming up for you. All right, let's move on to Paul.
I wanted to say, first of all, James and John, I enjoyed your comments, and to Tom. John, you'll never guess what, tomorrow I'm meeting with Procore. And so Procore and quite a few of the union reps out here in the different trades. So maybe I need to get with you. This is fantastic. See, another thing why I'm so thankful that Marie has this platform. It's like, my goodness. And this helps us. This cheers us up too, right? Motivates us.
Yes.
So okay, so of course with the success of the radio interview, but the challenge and the goal would be, I've been working at this by myself, putting it into practice, investing my time, money, and efforts into this huge undertaking. But by the first quarter next 2022, I do want to see investors putting into this fund. This is a multi-million-dollar, probably even get into billions of dollars because of this city and what it means and how the mayor's behind it and how this city is right at the cusp of just growing to a modern city. So by next year, first quarter, I definitely want to see, I'm not a lover of money. I just know that money has some benefits to making things move and work. And I know that the more that I put in of my own money, the more that I'm going to need for people to get on board with me. And so by first quarter next year, 2022, I at least either want to hit for the first project anywhere from about 12 to 14 million or the 75 to 95 million. But the real goal is to get anywhere from about 130 to 150 for the two towers. These are all first stages of procurement, soft costs to get the designs going. So you could just imagine that each one of these projects are going to be involved or has more money involved in this. But once you get the initial funds in place and start moving on things, the rest happens, because now you could see actual project being done. And now the people are saying, oh my goodness, what, I heard about this. Where do we sign? And so that's been the huge anxiety and the challenge here for me.
Wow. Incredible. I mean, this is amazing. All right. So now we're going to try and talk about collaborations and opportunities. But so far, we already heard something with John and Paul, which is what John, I was actually telling you that I need to introduce you to Paul, which is, this is perfect because
yes,
you can already see the connection, right? So that's what I thought when I talked to Paul. And I told John, you're going to have to meet Paul because of what he's doing with the project. So it's perfect. Now, from hearing from Paul with his projects, Jessica, keep that in mind, because you are in that industry. You want to, definitely understand how you can be a part of that project and be able to, collaborate with Paul. Okay. Now, James, Tom, I think you two have something there, especially for Tom, who is just starting out. I think there's some few things that you can learn from James, and James can probably see some opportunities working with you. Now, Cappy, what do you think about so far with all of this that you've heard? This is your first time here too. So what do you think about what you've heard so far in our meeting?
Oh, I love it. It's exactly what I said earlier. It's about the relationships we build and the collaboration with the right partners. And, I met you through my publicist just yesterday on our phone call. And we'll be joining your radio show for, our platform, which is
Yeah,
kind of
that-
what James was talking about, having people come to us. And that's the whole goal behind creating what I'm creating as the platform. So yeah, it's all about, to me, it really is about the relationships. And what's interesting is being in this business for so many years, I'm not about, oh, this person has a giant database or this person has this, but they don't treat people properly, or they're kind of a jerk. I don't care how many people you have or who you are. I really cherish integrity, and I really value relationships where both partners have each other's back. It's not about, oh, Cappy Kidwell and being selfish. And I think we've kind of turned into a very self-focused world, when really we all are here. We all have a genius to share with the world. So I look for those partnerships. So I love what you're all saying and how you guys are already collaborating, because that's what, to me, that's what our businesses are about, is finding those partnerships and making a difference to the people we know we can help. Like Paul mentioned earlier, it's not, of course, we're all in our own business. We love to make money. And like James says, he does big deals. I do the same thing. That's very fun. But the outcome and watching what happens to people's life as a result is the big reward for me. So I love it. Thank you for inviting me today.
Yeah, anytime. Cappy, I want to ask you, which is more of a challenging question. Looking at the people that we have here, were you able to find any kind of creative ideas or any kind of opportunity that you saw from just based on hearing what they have said?
Well, I mean, again, just stepping in here, just getting to know you, I think the opportunity in the radio show is going to be remarkable. So we're very excited about starting that with you in January. So that's already a win, I think, for both of us. I think it'll be a big contribution because we have a large audience, and, again, that collaboration. So I see that, and just hearing, people's stories. I'm really not clear on what John does. I know what James does, not super clear on what Tom does, but again, just listening and learning. Jessica, thank you for sharing. I took a screenshot of your information, and Paul, I think I have a pretty good idea of what you do. So I think it's just everyone's contribution. Like I say, I love learning about people's geniuses. Like, don't we all get to learn so much from each other? Like, I love that. So I just like learning.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because at least, when you guys follow up, do a follow-up meeting, a one-on-one, at least you kind of understand what other people have heard and what they think about it. So any other thoughts? Anyone, any comments? Any opportunities, any collaboration, aside from what we talked about? Paul, go ahead.
Right. Marie, I wanted to mention, okay, so Jessica, I think when Marie, her talent is to put people together. And so maybe I need to direct this to both you ladies. So Marie, when you said Jessica and I think Cappy and someone else that, and how they can see or help or, be a collaborating partner with me. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
So Jessica Powers is a connector. So she does have, she's connected to a lot of people, especially when it's intentional and she knows exactly who the target market is. She can go after the people that she thinks that would be perfect for you. And she has done that for me. So that's why I was thinking, Jessica, check out, make sure that you understand what Paul is doing. And if she understands exactly what you're looking for, she can help get that for you also, because she is a great connector. Now, Cappy it looks like she's been in the industry for many, many years. I'm sure with, her, connection, I'm sure she will be able to find something there as long as she understands what the project is. I think John has an amazing, product. Paul, I've been working with John for quite some time now. And, knowing him, he's very disciplined and very talented in creating this business. And I think that will probably be very, interesting for your city to have something like what he's got. So you need to also understand what type of, virtual badge does for the institution, because he can work with hospitals. He can work with construction companies, and that will also help on the payroll system, because that's, it actually make it more efficient for companies to understand what the benefits of his product. And I got to learn it, and there's going to be more that you're going to find out about it. But you just have to have a one-on-one meeting with him. With James, I mean, James is very impressive with this PR. It looks like there's a lot more, and he's getting a very good, program out there for people. And there's definitely, he's got good clients. And I think with Cappy, being connected to Cappy, I think there's something there that could happen. So, this is the part where we just try to really find ideas and see and explore and figure out, okay, is there an opportunity for us to work together? And that's really what we're trying to do here. Any other questions and comments?
I'll go. So someone not on the call today, but someone I thought would be helpful maybe at another call for Tom is Ralph with the resume writing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because I remembered because I think that's what Tom was focusing on, is the SEO for websites. So we have a member here named Ralph who helps with strategic resume writing. And so that might be a good partnership with how you both could work together to create packages and things like that. So I can make an intro if you'd like. And something I wanted to contribute. Wait, who left? Someone left.
I think James left.
Yeah, James ended up leaving. So maybe he's got a client.
Oh yeah, he's finalizing the thing. It threw me off. So what I wanted to contribute was first thanking everyone for coming. And I think that the relationship is the currency that we really prioritize in Fire Connect and in our collaborations. It's not just a one-off thing. And that's what Fire Connect specializes in. You're one person away from doors being opened, having that credibility. And I liked that our topic today was talking about media to perhaps push us out of our comfort zones in a way, because if our mission isn't strong enough, we're not going to be as visible. But if our mission can't have any compromise, the only solution is to be willing to be on stages wherever we get the chance to do that. So I just wanted to say I appreciate this partnership with Marie and being a part of this community, because it's helping me be more confident and able to be more articulate than I was a year ago. So it's invaluable with who you know. And Cappy, I really appreciated your thoughts about relationships and your background too. I think that's our goal, is having the right mindset to go into 2022, despite anything going on in the news. Surrounding yourself with the right people, you're in the right place. So that was my
Thank you.
quick little thought.
Tom, what's your feedback, comments, since this is also your first time?
Okay, yeah, this is my first time. It's really nice to invite me to this meeting. I really heard some new stuff, maybe a new way to make connections. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am really looking forward for you guys coming back to Fire Up Connect. And again, we have a lot of members that sometimes they come in and go, but I think I have another person for Tom. Actually, I was thinking about Josh with the IT guy, and I think that might be a good connection for you also, Josh Elliott. So, Tom, if you decide you want to come back, let me know. You can also make sure you put your information on chat and save your chat. If you want to connect with me, I will type my information, and it's you can call me. I actually prefer to talk, and then figure out exactly where you're at with you being a part of our community, because we do have a lot of marketing programs that we can put you in and get you in touch with other members. Okay. Anyway, well, thank you so much. This is awesome. And our next meeting is going to be Friday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. And we meet every week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And we do a lot of things like, making sure, connect with KCAA radio, because Cappy and Kelly Bennett are going to start the radio show with Fabulous Lifestyle in January. January 9, I believe, is when they start. and they're going to be bringing a lot of people. So definitely you need to connect with Cappy, because who knows, she might just invite you to her show. And her show is about foundation, which is going to be very interesting. And I can't wait to listen to that. And I know Paul is also looking into being part of the Real Men of Real Estate, because he is in the real estate industry. And John
Mhm.
is still also, we're talking about having one for Fire of Connect. Oh, I am excited for everybody. All right, well, thank you so much. Have an amazing, any last comments?
Yes, I do want to talk with you, John. I have that webinar tomorrow. I'd like to chat with you before I meet with them. Are you available either after this webinar or in the morning sometime? Oh,
I had to unmute myself. I'm Eastern time zone, so I would assume
oh, yes.
you're PST. So-
Mountain.
Okay, regardless, I've got time tomorrow in the morning, my time. So
Okay.
the only time I can't do 11. I can't do anything after 11 tomorrow Eastern.
Eastern. Okay, great. So what time do you start the day tomorrow?
I mean, I usually start the day before 8 Eastern.
Okay.
So how about like 9? How about 10? Would 10 work for you?
10 your time? 10
Yeah.
your time? Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. So it'd be 8 o'clock my time.
All right,
Excellent.
I'll
Okay,
put my
great.
email address
Yeah,
here.
yes, please, if you.
that is what you will make it happen.
No, definitely.
Get it
Gotta
done.
make this happen.
And if you could just send me the like a webinar invite, like a Zoom
yeah.
link or something,
Oh,
I'll be there
definitely.
tomorrow morning for sure.
Yes, for
Awesome.
sure. And then Jessica, I wanted to see about when we could get together. I'll send you an email and then we could talk a little bit more.
Okay, cool. All right.
Fantastic. So
thank
did
you.
John, did you send, did you send your information, John? Let's see.
I think he sent his email on the chat.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
just click the chat button.
Oh, it's on my list. I'm going to reply to our standing thread, Paul, and we'll find a time to connect.
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
Thank
Well,
Thank you
so
for
much.
the invite. Bye, everybody.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, Paul.
Favorite chat.
Good job, Marie and everyone.
Thank you. Bye.